Imagine standing in front of a painting that's nearly 600 years old. At first glance, it seems ordinary, a wealthy couple standing quietly inside their home. Nothing dramatic, no battles, no kings, no miracles. But the longer you look, the stranger it becomes. Why is there only one burning candle in the chandelier? Why are their shoes abandoned on the floor? And then there's the inscription on the wall, not painted by Jan van Eyck, but Jan van Eyck was here. As if the artist wasn't just signing his work, but leaving behind a witness statement, because this isn't simply one of history's greatest portraits. It may be one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. To understand this painting, we first have to understand the man behind it. Jan van Eyck lived during the early 15th century in the Burgundian Netherlands, a period when Europe was beginning to emerge from the Middle Ages. He wasn't the inventor of oil painting, as people often claim, but he perfected it. By layering transparent glazes of oil, he achieved something artists before him rarely could: surfaces that looked astonishingly real. His paintings weren't simply images, they were illusions. Every object, every reflection, every wrinkle was painted with obsessive precision, and nowhere is that mastery more evident than in the work he completed in 1434, the Arnolfini Portrait. The genius of the Arnolfini Portrait lies in the fact that every object seems to tell a story. We see an Italian merchant believed to be either Giovanni di Niccolao Arnolfini or a close relative, standing beside his wife inside their luxurious home in Bruges. Starting with the little dog at their feet. Dogs frequently symbolized loyalty and faithfulness in medieval art. Whether this scene represents marriage or simply companionship, the message of devotion is unmistakable. Next, look at the shoes. They've been removed before entering the room. Some historians believe this suggests the space is sacred, as if something spiritually significant is taking place. Others argue they're simply a sign of domestic life. The beauty is that both interpretations remain possible. Then there's the famous chandelier. Only one candle is burning during daylight. Why? Some believe it represents the presence of God witnessing the event. Others see it as a memorial symbol, especially because the candle burns above the man while none is lit above the woman. This has led to another remarkable theory. Rather than celebrating a marriage, the painting may actually commemorate a wife who had already died. Even the woman's appearance has been misunderstood for centuries. Many people assume she's pregnant. She almost certainly isn't. The fashion of the time required women to gather large amounts of fabric at the front of their gowns, creating exactly this silhouette. Perhaps the most extraordinary detail hangs on the back wall. A tiny, convex mirror, barely a few inches across. Yet inside it, Van Eyck paints the entire room from the opposite direction. We suddenly see the backs of the couple and two additional figures entering the room. One of them may even be the artist himself. Surrounding the mirror are tiny scenes from the Passion of Christ, each painted with microscopic precision. Above it appears one of the most famous signatures in art history. Jan van Eyck was here. 1434. It's an extraordinary choice of words, almost like a witness signing an official document, or perhaps simply an artist proudly reminding future generations that he existed. Great paintings don't simply show us a moment, they preserve a mystery. 600 years later, we still don't know exactly what happened inside this room. Was it a marriage, a legal record, a memorial, a declaration of love, or something entirely different? Maybe that's the point. Jan van Eyck didn't create a puzzle to be solved. He created one to be experienced. Perhaps the greatest achievement of the Arnolfini Portrait isn't its astonishing realism. It's that a silent room painted in 1434 still manages to start conversations nearly 6 centuries later. And maybe that's what great art was always meant to do.